Hey y'all, I'm Jan, and today we're going to make a pie crust. Now, if you've never made a pie, I hope you will try this. Making a pie crust is so easy, and they're expensive. I bought a couple of pie crusts about a month ago, and I live in the poorest state in the country, which is Mississippi, and those two pie crusts cost me right at $4. It was a double pack. I didn't have a choice. I had to get two pie crusts, and I want to say it was like $3 and 50 something cents with tax for two pie crusts. And literally, in the time it takes you to go to the store and get your pie crust, you can make one yourself. It's super easy. You need 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You need a tablespoon of sugar, because this is for a sweet pie. This is for a dessert. Now, if you're going to make this for, like, say, a chicken pot pie, something like that, anything savory, just leave out the sugar. A lot of people don't put sugar in theirs, but I do. I want to taste a little bit of sweet, in my pie crust, not a lot. So 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup Crisco, or any kind of shortening, or even vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil if you like. And you're also going to need anywhere from 3 to 5 tablespoons of ice water. Now, how much ice water you need depends on a lot of things. Where you live, how hot it is, how humid it is. Like for me, I rarely ever need over 4 teaspoons, if I even use 4. But if you're in a dry place or a colder place, you'll probably need 5, but you definitely will not need any more than 5. So, let's rock. Okay, remember what I've told y'all before about how you scoop out your flour. That really matters. I would even go so far as to tell you, if you've got a kitchen scale, use it. Because you can't, if you put too much flour, it'll mess things up. So whatever you do, don't take your measuring cup and dig it down into your flour bag and pack it down. You'll actually end up with way more flour than just that cup. So we're going to scoop it in like this. And I'm going to spill it everywhere, because I'm Jan. Look at that. I already spilled it. Okay. You see where it's piled up? We're going to fix that. Let me push this back. Watch my finger. You can use a knife to do this, or you can just use your finger. You want to get all that excess off to where it's plush. See how it's plush across? There you go. That's how you know you got 1 cup of flour and you didn't pack it down. You just loosely picked it up and scooped it into your little measuring cup. Now here's our 1/4 cup. There we go. 1 1/4 cup. Get a little mess out of the way. Move extra over there. Okay. 2 hour flour. We're going to add our tablespoon sugar. Keep that tablespoon nearby. You're going to need it. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now we're done with that. Throw that in my water. Now you're going to whisk this all up. I'm telling y'all, easy peasy. I actually hope, if you've never baked a pie before or made a pie crust, I hope you will try this pie crust, and I hope you will bake that butternut squash pie of mine for the first time. I know I haven't shut up about it, but I'm telling y'all, it's that good. And you're not going to find that recipe online anywhere. Trust me, I tried for decades. Well, I tried for at least the last 15 years to find it online. Okay. Everything whisked together. Now, your 1/3 cup. I'm using Crisco because Crisco is the best when it comes to baking. You can use your hands here if you want to. You definitely want to make sure you get it all, though, or as much as you can. All right, now get off there. Okay. One hand. I'm a lefty, so here we go. You're going to take your flour and your grease, and you're just going to sit there and kind of, I don't know, you're kind of squeezing your grease into the flours. I guess the best way to describe this. It's therapy. This is a stress reliever right here, y'all. I really urge you to try it. Now, I'm going to dump flour everywhere. You just don't want any big clumps of that Crisco left. As much flour as you know you can get coated with that Crisco, that's what you want to do. It takes just a second. Okay. See, hey, it takes only a minute. It kind of looks like sand. I guess that's kind of really the best way I can describe it. Like wet sand, too. Okay. Now we're going to take our ice water. Now, you don't want to dump your tablespoons of ice water in here all at one time. We're going to do them separately. Now, I already know for sure I'm going to need 3. So, 1, I'm going to put it over there. 2, I'm going to put one over here. And 3, I'm going to put right there. And then we're going to see what that gives us. Okay, we're almost there, but you can see it's not completely, you know, we got a little bit of loose stuff in there left, because you'll see how it's all coming together. That's why you use very, very little water. I'm throwing my dough out. All right, I'm gonna put 1 more tablespoon because I already know it is definitely not gonna need the 5. There we go. And I know for me, that's all I'm going to need. Like I said, you might need the whole 5. Just, you know, start with 3. All you're looking for is this right here. See how it's just all staying together now? That's what you want. You don't want it to do anything more than that. See that? Oh, we got the whole crust already up. Okay. Now, real quickly, of course, I've made a mess here, as usual. Get that little bit out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna grab a piece of saran wrap. Make sure it's, you want it a little long. Kind of fix to show you why. And you can, if you have that clean type film, you can use it too. Now, we're going to dump out our crust. See? We're going to dump out your crust on your saran wrap. Move this stuff out of the way. Can y'all see? Y'all bear with me. I'm telling you, I'm getting a new, what's this thing? A tripod. Okay. Now, you don't actually have to do what I'm doing right here. You can let your saran wrap do it for you. But I've sort of got it into a little bit of a round. It's not great by any stretch, but so here's what our saran wrap's gonna do. Throw it down, you can just dump out all of it out of your bowl. You're gonna grab this side, you're gonna grab that side, you're gonna grab the end, you're gonna grab this other end, and you're gonna twist. Just like that. Now, then you're going to use the saran wrap itself to form your little disc. Like I said, I already have mine mostly in a disc anyway, because this pie crust came together so easily. Now, what we're going to do is put this in the refrigerator. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for it to rest for 30 minutes. And the reason we're going to do that is give the gluten time to rest, so when we go to roll it out, it doesn't snap right back on us. And besides, you know, it's also got cold water in it, so you want to keep it kind of cold. It also makes it easier to roll out too. But more importantly, you can make a bunch of these up and put them in the freezer for 3 months. They'll last 3 months. So if you decide you know, if you're going to bake pies for Thanksgiving and Christmas, or you can go ahead and make these up, you know, in the next few weeks, and you know, make sure you got this twisted kind of tight. And I would go so far as to put this into a freezer safe bag and zip it up. You know, go ahead and make it 3, 4, however many pies you want to make, and put them in the freezer. And then come the holidays, the day before you're going to bake the pies, get one out, stick it in your refrigerator for the night. And then when you go to actually roll this out, you want to sit it out on your counter for, I'd say, at least 30 minutes to give it time to, you don't want it to get all the way to room temperature, but they're really hard to roll out right if they're really cold. So, all right, I'm going to put this in the fridge for 30 minutes and be back so we can roll it out. Okay, y'all, let's get this pie crust rolled out. Now, you don't need any flour. You can use some if you want. I'm going to take 2 pieces of parchment paper to show you how to roll it out on that. You can use saran wrap, or you can just use your counter with some flour. Just don't use a lot of flour. And the best thing about it is if we happen to mess it up, we'll just put it back in the saran wrap and get it back around and start all over. Not a problem. 1 piece on your counter, 1 piece on top. Put it in the middle of your... And here we go. You want to start in the middle. You're going to put a little bit of pressure. You're going to... Now, stupid me left it in there more than 30 minutes. So you see I'm going to beat this thing, because it's a little bit hard. See what I've done? Then I'm going to turn it this way. Roll it out some more. Then I'm going to roll it back toward me. This was not what I was intending to show y'all. However, it'll chill out in a minute once it comes down to room temp. As it sits here, it'll cool off some. So you want to start in the middle, roll forward, and then roll backward towards you. Turn it. Start in the middle. Roll out. Roll back towards you. Then you want to do like a half turn. Especially once you notice that it's not even remotely round. Turn it back this way. Go back out there from the middle. Back toward us. I should have put something on here to make my parchment paper stay in place. That would have been smart. For making this video anyway. And your optimal size, because you know most of your pie plates are 9 inches, so you want to shoot for, I always try to shoot for an 11-inch pie crust. That way, if anything happens, if I tear it, more like when I tear it, I have a little extra dough to fix where I screw up. Also, when you're rolling it out, you don't want to go past the edge of the actual crust. Stop at the edge, that way you don't thin out your crust. The edge of your crust, rather. Back towards you. Like I see, it ain't completely round this way. Okay. A little bit more over here. A little bit more over here. Now then, let me grab my plate and see if this is going to fit for us. Okay. Can you see that? You can see I've got plenty of extra. Okay. Now, we'll take this sheet off. And see, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. We're going to pick it up from the bottom. We're going to move our pie plate over here. And then also the good thing about this is you're not actually touching the crust. So we're going to turn it over. And we're going to try to make sure we got it in the middle. But if we don't, we can fix that. Just be careful pulling your, whatever you use. Like I said, be it saran wrap, parchment like I'm using. There you go. Okay. You can see it's not quite in the middle. So we're going to lift this side up, bring it toward us a little bit, and then we're going to lift this side up and bring it towards us too. Now then, you never want to pull or stretch your pie crust. You want to kind of lift the edges up and just kind of like sit them down like that. Just kind of pick the edge up and then just sit it back down. And that way you know it's going, you know, it's not slanted. You want to make sure it actually falls down into your pie plate. Like that right there. Just kind of pick it up and then just sit it back down. And I'm just kind of twisting the edge as I do this. I'm a lefty, so this is probably driving y'all crazy. Let me see if I can do it better this way. That might work a little better. Okay. You pick this up and just kind of sit it back down. And that way your crust is sitting down into your pie plate. And if you see right there, I tore it a little bit. That's not a problem. We're just going to push it back together. That's the beauty of crust. That's also the beauty of making your pie crust slightly bigger than you need it. And you can fix any little thing that might have happened. And that's all you got to do, y'all. I mean, I don't think it can get any easier than that. I mean, I know it's easier to go to the store, you know, and grab one, but I tell you, it takes 5 minutes to make one of these. It tastes better. Holy moly, does it taste better. The pie crust from the store, they're pretty bland. Now I'm going to get a fork. And I'm not trying to, doll this one up too much, but just to show y'all, I'm just going to do it just like this. So it'll basically look like one you do get out of the store. But the ingredients that you need to make this, most of y'all already got in your cupboard. And you ain't got to go out and buy nothing. Now, especially come the holidays, remember I told y'all these pie crusts cost me like $3.50, and that's just right now in summer. $3.50 for 2 crusts, and I will need quite a bit of these come the holidays. And I mean, I could easily spend $20 on pie crust, or with the ingredients I already have at home, I can make them myself. And I try to go out of my way not to touch crust once I get it in there. But right here, I'm just making sure it's plush up against the edges of the pie plate. And y'all already know what kind of pie I'm going to make. So, point me making it just to show y'all, because I done filmed it twice. I can't help it, y'all. They're delicious. And there you go. Beautiful, easy, 5-minute pie crust that you made all by yourself. And it's going to be delicious. Make you a pie crust, y'all. Thanks for watching.